And here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all. My name is Chris. This is my channel. We love comics. And I have my 4 books. There's some key books in here. There's even a grail book I'm going to be sending out to be graded by PGX. Now, I always make sure I mention that I do not get paid by PGX. Somebody said, well, if you're getting 4 for free, it's like getting paid, which I can understand where people could see that. But here's the big difference. If you have a deal with a company and they pay you for your YouTube channel to do a review or whatever, you have to sign a contract, which means you can be obligated to only say good things. Well, one of the things that I made Daniel Patterson, the owner of PGX, very clear when I called them about this over 2 years ago, that we're not going to be doing any contracts, and if I have honest things to say, I will say them even if they're negative, and he appreciated that. So that's the big difference. Even though, yes, I send in 4 books to get graded and they don't charge me for them, I am under no obligation or under no contract to have to say anything positive. So everything I say is because my experience is going well. I send in 4 books each month, and I want to remind everybody that are my subscribers, if you look in the description of this video and every video, if you send 10 or more comics to PGX, if you want to use them, you can get one of them pressed for free by using the code WeLoveComicsFreePress. And also, another thing I love about PGX, because they listen to their customer base, I got them to be able to add grader's notes to the back of the book if you want them, because not everybody's going to want them. But it's a $5 charge. If you want to add them, make sure you add that to the order slip, and you write the code We Love Comics grader's notes. So I want to make sure this is for everybody. So not only am I having 4 books I'm going to show you, if you saw the video of the 4 books I got back last time, you will see that there was an Amazing Spider-Man number 129 that was actually misgraded as a 7.0. It ended up, and I didn't contact Daniel from PGX. He actually messaged me because they put the wrong slab in by mistake. And it's supposed to be a 6.0 and not a 7.0. So instead of doing the wrong thing and just profiting, I'm going to open the slab in front of you guys so you could see. I'm going to crack it open, and I'm going to send that in because he said he will re-slab that, no extra charge, because it was a mistake. And you know what? Mistakes can happen. And that's another reason why I love that company. So I'm going to lose, monetarily, I'm going to lose about $200 value as of now on that book. But to me, my integrity means more than the $200. Many people will just say, oh, I'll take it, but I'm not going to do that. So also, before I start, and I see a bunch of people are in already, don't forget there is a special going on now until May 1st. I put the link in the description. It is also going to be in the chat. It will be pinned to the top, and it will also be in the description of this and every video. You must click on the link to qualify. But if you join the cashback program by clicking on the link and spending $30 or more before May 1st, you get a $30 cash back on top of whatever percentage of what you're buying. Now, it doesn't have to be comics. They have stores all over the place. One person said they actually used it to buy some tires for their car. So if you can buy comics, look at it this way. If you buy a $30 comic, you get the cash back of $30. You got that book for free. So check out that link. Sign up for it. You have only until May 1st to get that deal. So click on that link. And full disclosure, if you click on the link, sign up, and you do qualify for spending the $30 before May 1st, I do get a one-time referral fee. So that helps me, considering I've been out of work now for 6 weeks, like many of you. So any income is going to help. So let me put on the video camera. Also, before I start, let me say hello to some of the people that get here first. I always want to make sure I say hello to them. And don't forget to wait until the end if you want today's surprise subscriber shout out. You don't have to be a subscriber, but I hope you will. And thumbs up will tell me you enjoy the videos, but you can do that at your leisure. So first up is Peter DeLuca. Always good to see you. You are first today. Hydra Collectibles. I'm seeing a lot of return people. Welcome. I guess you're like me, getting stuck at home with not much to do. Comic Mag Musings. Welcome. Florence, one of my moderators. Wild Child. Good to see you again. Michael P. Same there. Rodolfo. Super Mario 64. Paul Hurst. Laurel. Lopez. Giuseppe, Antoine, I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome. Douglas Boggs says hello. Jeshua, Horror Breakdown, back issue bin. Steve Irwin, Gary, Han, and Namiko, Manny the Comic Collector, and Trell Chadwick, another one I don't think I've seen before. Welcome. Let's get this party started. So I got 4 key books. One of them hasn't arrived yet, but I'll send that in when I get it. I won't tell you what it is because that will be for a box, an unboxing. But it's a comic, a key comic I got from Australia about a month ago, and I'm still waiting for it to get here. All right, so without further ado, let me show you the 4 books, and then I'm going to crack open that Amazing Spider-Man 7.0 because I'm going to send that in to get regraded. It's supposed to be a 6.0, and I wanted to do the right thing. So, first up, we have a key book. I have 3 copies of this book. They're all in low grade, so this is actually the best of the 3, if you want to say that. And repeat after me, low grade is better than no grade, but this is X-Men number 4. This is, of course, Silver Age book. This is the first appearance of the Evil Mutants, a very early Magneto, but the first appearance of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Now, we know Scarlet Witch is going to be a major factor in the next couple of phases, and she could be responsible for introducing the X-Men. Who knows if that's going to happen, but that's what the rumors are. And also there are rumors that Quicksilver might come back, or there might be just an alternate version of him from different dimensions now that they've had that established in the MCU. But this is definitely a key book in even lower grade. When I tell people, when you send in your books, always get them pressed and dry cleaned. It doesn't matter what company you use. One of the things I like about PGX is they have everything in-house. So they could do the dry cleaning, pressing, signature verification, encapsulation, all in the same spot, so you're not worrying about it mailed to other places where it could potentially get damaged, lost, or God knows what have you. Make sure on the back of each book, you write your name, address, phone number, email. Let them know, because in case you forget to pack a slip or they lose it or misplace it, they still can find out whose comics they are. So always on the back, write your personal information on there. But this book, I would say, I need the paper that I wrote down. I paid for this book $193, which is a great price for this. There's a bunch of damage along the spine. The staples are intact, but you can see this is a loved book. So I'm going to grade this one pretty low. I'm going to say about a 1.8 to a 2.5 with off-white pages. Even that, with those lower grades, that's still a $300 or $400 book. I paid $193. So looking forward to seeing what that comes out as. Next up, I have 2 of these. I bought them a couple of years ago because I always tell people, buy books when you hear the first initial rumor and don't wait, because books will continue to go up. So I got really good deals on these books. This is the better of the 2. They're about the same. They're still, again, low grade. But this is, of course, Amazing Spider-Man number 15. This is the first appearance of the Kraven, which is rumored to be in the Sinister Six eventually. Always keep in mind, rumors can change or they could be wrong. So, you know, don't sell your house to be able to invest in something. But it's always good to take a chance if you can buy it early, because I only paid $190 for this book a couple years ago. And even again, in low grade, this book is going to continue to go up, especially if it ends up he's in a movie. So let's hope those rumors are true. But I paid $180 for this. I'm going to say it's about a 2.5 to a 3.5 range. Has some color break increases along the spine, but not as major as the book you saw before. Staples are intact, so it looks pretty good. Actually, let me make sure. I think this might be the one where the centerfold, the staple. Yeah, this one has the centerfold. The bottom staple is detached, but that's it, just the centerfold. So even still, I'm going to say, again, about a 2.5 to 3.5 off-white pages. Again, looking forward to that one. All right, this is a book, if you've been watching my videos recently, if you're one of my power viewers or ultra power viewers, you've probably seen this book recently, and if you haven't, shame on you, but no, check it out in one of my videos. But this book is a book, I have about 5 or 6 copies. This is a book I keep telling people, keep getting them, even in low grade, because this book is pretty much, the next 2 are pretty much guaranteed to go up. But this, of course, is my recent purchase of Fantastic Four number 48. When I got this, eBay was doing a special with PayPal that if you use their PayPal credit program and spent like $300 or more, you got $50 off using that program. So you have 6 months to pay for it with no interest, and you got $50 off. So they already had this listed at with shipping and handling of $504.95, but then I got the $50 off. So I paid $454.95 for this book. It does have a grease pen date stamp, but they don't really take too much off of things like that. There's some minor stuff. There's some chipping along the top staple, but it's not detached. So there's a little bit of, well, there's a bunch of minor ticks along the spine. But other than that, you could see the cover presents really well. So I paid, like I said, $454.95 for this book. I'm going to say it's about a 4.5 to a 5.5. So a 5.0 is about an $1,100 book. So, and that's before they start making any of the announcements, because of course this is the first appearance of two major characters. You have the first appearance of Silver Surfer, and you have the first cameo appearance of Galactus. So this book is going to continue to go up and up. So this might be a $2,000 or $3,000 book in the next couple of years. So trust me when I say, even if you can only get a 0.5, get this comic. You will not be disappointed. And last but not least, but again, stick around because I'm going to crack open my Amazing Spider-Man number 7.0. This is another book. Like I said, it's expensive, but there's always deals to be found. I found that with this one. I paid $1,400 for this book and the other book, and you'll know what it is as soon as I show you. So I paid about $1,000 for this book. And I have, this is my 5th copy, has the Marvel stamp, Hulk 181, first full appearance of Wolverine. Of course, the most iconic cover in the Bronze Age, in my opinion. You might have a different one. But this is a book that is pretty much guaranteed to keep going up. So even though this can be expensive, right now, if you can get a 0.5, you could probably pick one up for about $500, $550, maybe $600. Or if you could try and make a deal or do a trade, you might find a way to get them. But make sure it has the Marvel stamp. This and Hulk 181 I got for $1,400. They originally had this listed for $2,200. And I did an offer of $800 off of their asking price, and they accepted it. So it shows you could take chances. The worst they can do is say no or give you a counter offer, but every now and then they say yes. So I'm going to say this is about a 3.5 to a 4.5 off-white pages. Even at a 3.5, this will be about a $2,000 to $3,000 book in the next year or so. So trust me when I say, I mean, the time is starting to run out on these books, but it is still not too late. There is a color break increase in the corner. It's probably going to be hard to see there. See right there? So it's not a major one. There's some spine ticks along the spine, but not major amounts. So that would definitely be acceptable in this grade. The edges are sharp, as you can see. So there's not a lot of, sometimes when people turn the pages, they grab them from the top. That's why you see this like almost circular breaks sometimes, because that's people's finger imprint. But the edges are nice and flat. The corners, as you can see, are pretty pointy. So even rounded corners can lower the grade of a book. So there's a lot of factors. Staples look nice and silvery. They don't look rusty. All the staples are intact, and I did check for the Marvel stamp. Like I said, I'm going to say about a 3.5 to 4.5 with off-white pages. So that is a key book to get. And Roger says, right on, Chris, I'm glad, happy to see you're doing good and that you're alive. Well, if I'm not alive, then this is definitely a interesting video that you're watching right now. But thank you, I appreciate that, and I hope you guys are doing well as well. All right, so what some people may be looking forward to, this is my Amazing Spider-Man number 129. This came back recently with the 4 books that I got graded. You could see there's some tape residue. There's a little bit of a stain on the top. They made a mistake. They were supposed to have this on somebody else's book. They didn't put it on the other person's book, so no one else has to worry because they caught it in time, but they already mailed mine out before they realized it. And you know what? Businesses make mistakes. But he messaged me, asked me how everything was. I explained the situation. He said, no problem. I said, can I send it back with my 4 books and get it regraded? He said, no problem. He's doing it free of charge. So this will come back as a 6.0, not a 7.0. Everything else in this book is perfect. When I graded this book, I said it's a 3.0 to a 4.0. I was totally wrong. But it's definitely not a 7.0. I mean, you could see how beautiful this is. The edges are perfect. The corners are pointy. And this is not tape. It's actually tape residue. So somebody at one point put tape on there for whatever reason, I don't know, because there's no rips. but they took the tape off, and they must have did a really good job because it didn't rip anything, but it's just tape residue. So this book will get a 6.0, so that's going to lower the value about $200. But I want to show people my integrity and what that means. So here's the 7.0, and in front of everybody, I'm going to crack it open, and just so people can see that I'm not trying to say, oh, I'll just put it back in. I'm going to cut this part, and I'll take a scissor to it later. So there you go. So I cut this part right there, and I'll take a scissor later. I just don't have scissors with me. So this way, they can see that it cannot be put back into the slab. So this will be regraded as a 6.0. I just want to show my subscribers that, you know, my integrity means a lot. And yes, it'd be nice to be able to get a book at a 7.0, but if it doesn't earn it and doesn't deserve it, I don't want it. And I've seen many people that will get other companies' graded books, and they'll say on the video, and I've seen it many times, where they did not believe they deserved the grade that they got, but they sold it, or they said they'll take it. I don't want to be one of those people. So that book will be regraded and will come back a 6.0. So I want to personally thank Daniel Patterson of PGX for showing what integrity he has. You know, every company can make mistakes. There's a situation that was definitely not what most people think it is. I'm not going to sit here and say PGX is number one, because we all know CGC is. But I love the fact that they listen. Their customer service is top-notch. They will get back to you, and they will answer your questions. They listen to the customers, and they're willing to do discounts that none of the other companies would do with me. So that means a lot. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shout-out. But before we do, Southern Comic Geek said, I had a problem with PGX, and they fixed it for free and gave me a free grading. That's how you do things. CGC didn't do that. They tore my cover off the book and didn't do anything. I've heard a lot of people have bad situations with CGC, but that doesn't mean everybody does. So somebody said, I don't remember who they were, they said they had nothing but good things with CGC. You know, some people are going to have great experiences with a company, some people are going to have a horrible experience. It's going to be different depending on the situation. So I'm not going to sit here and say every company does everything right or every company does everything wrong. But if you base your opinion on what other people say and based on what you hear instead of your own personal experience, then you're not giving yourself the right customer service that you need to figure out what's going on, and you're doing an injustice. And I want my subscribers to know that I may not get everything right, and the company that I deal with may not get everything right, but they will fix mistakes. And that's how you have good business. So Jeshua says, hey guys, a question. I know there is a CGC, PGX, and CBCS. Do you know the name of other grading companies? There's a lot of other grading companies. You could check with that. Those are the three major ones. The others are up and coming, but they're not going to sell anywhere near. So I would say do your own research. But there are others out there, but I do not use them. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. Peter says, what do you think of CGC character labels? Honestly, it's a waste of money in my opinion. You're spending extra money for what? A picture of Spider-Man on it? I mean, if you like it, that's great. But to me, that lowers your profit margin. If you're spending $5, $10, $15 on a nice little picture, I mean, let's put it this way. If you have a Hulk 181 graded an 8.0 with the regular blue label, and you have a Hulk 181 8.0 with that picture of Hulk, do you really think that's going to sell any more than the other one just because of that? I mean, there might be a couple of people that might spend extra, but me, I'm not going to spend more money on something just because it has a picture of Hulk on it. Doesn't matter. But of course, if you like it, that's great. So it all boils down to personal preference. And here's the thing I would recommend about anything in life. There's nothing wrong with having a question asked for people or hearing somebody else's opinion. But never base what you do solely on what everybody else does or says. My recommendation is, if something makes you happy, then you will always make the right deal. You will always make the right decision. So my thing is, don't second guess if you like it. I don't want to spend $5, $10, $15 for something that really isn't going to increase the value of it at all. But if you like it and you think it's worth it because it makes it look prettier, then by all means, please do it. But my opinion doesn't have to be yours. And Miracle Mark, I've never seen you before, I don't believe, and he just did a super chat, and I want to thank you. That's very nice. He says, do you have a shipping tutorial for mailing books to get graded? I did one probably about a year or two ago. So, Mark, if you go to my playlist and go to tips and advice, just scroll down and you'll see I have at least 1 or 2 videos that I teach how you could package your books and then get them graded. Basically, just mail them off, and it's pretty self-explanatory. But the key part is making sure you know how to package them the right way. And I show a couple of tips, because a lot of people that teach you how to package your books tell you to tape them all over the place. Well, if you tape them too much, you could actually bend the comic and cause a little color-breaking crease, because remember, somebody else isn't going to be as careful with your books as you will be. So never assume that because you would be careful taking off that tape, somebody on an assembly line who's got 5,000 books they have to grade the next hour isn't going to rush and do that. So I actually show a couple of different ways that you could send in your books and put them in packages where they're not taped all over the place but still be secure. So check those out, and thank you for that super chat. That was really nice of you. So before I do today's surprise subscriber shout out, let me put the link one more time in the live chat. Please make sure, if you don't know about it, if you click on that link that's provided and you spend, after you sign up, if you spend $30 or more before May 1st, you get a $30 cashback bonus. It does take a couple of days for you to see that bonus because it has to make sure it goes through. So a couple of people were not approved for whatever reason. Maybe their credit card was overdrawn or whatever. So you won't get the $30 cashback bonus until the transaction is completed. So make sure you keep that in mind. And it has to be $30 plus whatever shipping. So if it's $25 and $5 shipping, that will not qualify. So it has to be $30 purchase plus whatever shipping is. So if it's $30 and free shipping, that's even better. So sign up for that. I get a one-time fee if you sign up and you use that program before May 1st. After May 1st, it goes back down to the $10 cash bonus. So if you're seeing this after that deadline, it's still worth signing up for. So today's surprise subscriber shout out is going to go to Frank Robert. You are today's surprise subscriber shout out. He says, hey Chris, my question is about the $50 rebate from eBay for using PayPal buyer's credit. It is for the first time order since I've been on eBay for 20 years and have been signed up for PBC for years. It's not always something that they do. It was invite only. So if you got an invite, just read the directions because it will have a limited amount of time that you can use it. But if you do not have an invite, it will not work for you. And this is something that was about 3 weeks ago. So, you know, eBay kind of sends invites to different people. There are times where I say, like, for example, right now there's 5% eBay bucks until I think midnight tonight. Not everybody got it. So eBay, unfortunately, doesn't send that information to everybody. So check your main page when you sign into eBay. And if you see it's there, just click on it for details. Sometimes you have to hit a little thing that says activate now for it to work. It won't be automatic. Some of them are, so that's why I always suggest you read them before you do it. So check that out, and hopefully that helps. So those are the comics, and that is my story. I am sticking to it. If you're one of my power viewers, that means you watch the videos from beginning to end. If you are my ultra power viewers, you are one of the people that watches every video you click on from beginning to end. There's no way I can check, and I'm not going to anyway, so it's based on the honor system. I have plenty of power viewers and ultra power viewers, so be one of them. And if you are, in the comments section when this gets uploaded, just make sure you let people know that you're a proud viewer of We Love Comics. And do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks everybody, give the shout out a shout out, have a great day, and I will see you next video. Hasta la vista, baby.